Okay, what's going on, people? Testing, testing, testing one, two. All right, y'all, what's up? So, it's Boujee Oracle Goddess. Of course, you know that. You already know who I am. Let me see if I can, because I like to sometimes, let me see if I can fix this. I am gonna have a talk about a little subject here. I'm gonna talk about a little subject, and I kind of what I want to say. I am a little bit of a just trying to figure out what this is going to look like. All right, so it has been on like this. This has been an ongoing thing for me. Wanting to be in the space of doing past life regressions, right? So you guys already know that. Like I've done a few, one, two, three, and they were really good. In fact, I had one with my sister that I did, but she wasn't even on camera. I could just only have the audio because that was my first time doing it. And it was so crazy because it went back and forth, in and out of her being under hypnosis. And there were times she was giving me information and she would laugh about it. And I don't even think she knew that she was like under hypnosis. That's just how subtle it would be at times, right? Well, anyway, I have decided to embark upon this journey of doing, mm, you know, past life regressions, quantum healings, possibly. We shall see. I'm not really sure the direction that it's going to go on, but it's just going to be chugging along. We're gonna do what we feel I'm supposed to be doing on this journey. All right. So the first thing that I want to talk about is I'm going to be doing, I guess you call it. I'm going to be taking volunteers. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So if you come across this video, I don't know if you saw my past life regression, but you can look it up. And if you and it was done by Astro. If you want to have one and you want to volunteer, these are going to be done virtually. Okay, it's going to be virtually. Um, I have not done them virtually before. They've all been in person. So this is going to be me stepping out there with Source and your energy and your teams, you know, the collective teams. Hey, Trust. Hey, girl. Hey. I'm normally not nervous about anything, but I'm a little nervous about this one, right? So I had made a post over on my TikTok asking people that if they were interested. And I will tell you this, it's funny how people won't say in the comments that they're interested, but they'll go all the way to my DM. And so this one guy in particular, he said, I'm really interested in it. I've never had one. I was like, okay, we could do that. So I told him that we'll chop it up this weekend and just so I could get the feel of his energy and just to kind of have a conversation and see what comes up and see what the team, the collective, see what happens and see what that's going to be like, right? And so I know that I'm more than capable, but I don't know why I'm so nervous about this. I think that the nervousness comes just a little bit because I have been thinking about this for a while. That's funny how they do that. I know, right? They come all the way. I said, clearly say, put in the comments. They come all the way around the back door and say, hey, I'm interested. And I think that happens pretty much the same way I feel it happens when people hit me up for a reading. They won't say it in the comments, but they come all the way around. And here's why. Some people, they don't want to have an extra page or whatever. They just have one page. And so because they have that one page, people, they fear people may see their comments, right? And like for their family or friends, it could feel weird that their friend is wanting a reading. And a lot of, I do readings for people who are like, I'm not going to say heavy in the church, but they're Bible thumpers, but they're getting a reading. Okay, go figure, right? No judgment. But I'm saying I think a lot of people like to keep their stuff private. But if I'm going to do this for people free, even though it is for me to get my practice in, This is going to be, I'm going to post it, right? So that means if you volunteer for a past life regression, I'm 100% going to post it, right? I don't mean, I won't have to post all of it, but I will be able to pick and choose the parts that I do post. Uh, If you are coming to me and you say, okay, Boujee, I want you to do a past life regression on me. We're going to do it virtually. And I'll let you know the things that you'll need, little exercises to do. One thing to know is that we're always in a safe space. Always. Okay. Yeah, you'll need the exposure, right? So I'm gonna I'm gonna have to post it, right? So if I'm gonna do something for free view that people charge, hey, what it always happens when I'm talking on the phone, somebody when I'm doing a recording, somebody calls. Sorry about that. I hope y'all can still hear me. So in order for if I'm gonna people charge thousands of dollars and I'm going to do this for free. This is going to be this is not like sometimes when I do the free readings, you'll get 3 cards or something like that, or you get 4 cards. No, we're doing a full out, however long it takes, right, Joyce? However long it takes for me to complete the past life regression is however long it takes, right? So for some people, it just depends on their thinking, the right and the left brain. If they are a person who is always conscious about every little thing that they do, so there would be some um, hemisync exercises that would need to be done, and we'll talk about that. But if I'm going to do it for free, I'm going to post parts of the video that I want to post. I may even post the entirety of it. So that's one of the things of the freedoms that you give up for that. So, do you want it? Do you want the past life regression? Or do you not want the past life regression? So it's one or the other, right? So this helps me, and I do need to practice. I will say that when you get a past life regression, it is you under control at all times. And what do I mean by that? You are conscious of everything. For example, when I had my past life regression, I 100% could hear when I was having my. So I was laying on a couch at the hotel when Astro did my past life regression. And when he was behind me speaking, I was aware when he moved all the way around to the front of me, right? Well, there was a point where he moved around me. I felt his voice travel around. I was clearly aware of that, right? Even though I was under hypnosis. And because of that, when I guess you call it, when the uh, command or um, when he gave me the cue, that's it, gratitude. When he gave me the cue of saying, um, even if there was like per se noise in the room or something was going on, I would tune into his voice and it would get closer and it would get closer. That's exactly what happened. And that was crazy. And I feel like at one point, it wasn't necessarily the noise on the outside of the room, it was the chatter, right? So I haven't gone back and looked at that, but I will say that there was that one point where his voice went from back here behind me because he was sitting on the side of the couch. As if I was laying down, he was back here. His voice traveled all around into the front of me. I don't. I've seen that video, and I don't ever remember him moving. So, what does that say? We're talking about projection. So, even though I don't think he ever moved to the front of me, but his voice did. So, what was happening? The projection of what he gave me, the cue that when no matter the outside noise that I would hear, it would just automatically tune in. And now I didn't consciously do that up under hypnosis. It just happened, right? So those happen. So when we start to do this, we'll talk about it. I want the person or the people who are going to be volunteering to be very comfortable, because you're going to be in your home space, so why wouldn't you be? But you will need specific things in order for me to make this happen. Um, so if you want to volunteer, you got to think about what is it that you want to know about your past life. What is a past life regression? That is where you go back per se in this time. and you learn things about you, you will be able to either feel them or see them or both, right? And you learn things that happened in a past where you were there and something occurred. No matter the situation that occurred, you will find out those facts. And that is for you. You won't be able to tell me things that you don't want me to know. You will only tell me things that you and your higher self agree upon. Because a lot of times the higher self will come through. Now, when I did a past life regression with Ricardo, I asked to speak to his higher self, and that absolutely did happen. And to have a conversation with somebody's higher consciousness, I want you to think about that. You have a conversation with someone's consciousness, and that is the seat of the soul that knows all for all that his life has been. So when you think about that, you imagine like how many things have you forgot about, didn't know about during this lifetime that the soul still remembers and knows absolutely 100%. Then you think about a time where you, say for instance, you want to know about a time where uh, you traveled into a place outside, excuse me, of the United States. Maybe that will come up, right? Or maybe you talk about something that was most important to you that could be affecting you during this lifetime. Or maybe you talk about something that was most important to you where you made a major mistake. Or maybe you talk about the time where you had a encounter with some energy that is not of this earthly realm. It could be a number of different things, right? But while you are under hypnosis, let's just say people have this feeling or thinking that they, the person who is putting them under hypnosis, that can make them divulge different things. You are aware of everything, right? So, with that being said, we will make out a list of questions around things that you want to know. And you are aware. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that, right, y'all. Sorry. With that being said, we will make out a list of questions around things so sorry that about that. To know. Oh. And, I got myself on Facebook too. I forgot about that. Okay, now. So you make out a list of questions of things that you want to know. Um, Relative to you. You could even make out a list of things where, say, for instance, you want to know about a time when you and your mother lived together. You had a lifetime with you and your mother at a different time. Or you want to know about a time where you and your sister um, had a lifetime together, or whatever. But there will be some things that we will do that I feel like, so some things come very natural for me to ask, and then there are these things that your collective consciousness or your spirit guides, your ancestors, your higher self, your inner child, there are things that they want you to know that you didn't even ask, and we'll go there. And the reason that I know this is because I was actually in one of the past life regressions, well, the past life regression that I did in Jamaica. Um, I thought we were finishing up the past life regression, and I was guided to take the person who was up under hypnosis to a different space. And the weirdest, craziest thing happened. While she was in this, she moved over like to this room. I literally could see some of the things that she was seeing. Now, that's happened before when I am doing a reading or if I'm channeling, but I didn't realize that that would happen then. And it was so vivid for me that while we were in this room and she was looking at something, as she was describing it, I was seeing it. I actually have had also where someone else that I know trust was, I was doing something with Ricardo. Remember we was doing that? I was taking him to have, I think, a conversation with his mom, and we were doing the third eye. Um, I don't want to call it exercise or whatever, but I was having him to describe what he was seeing. And as I was seeing it, I think Troy said she saw it too. So it's very highly likely, depend on how in tune you are, that you could literally see the things that the person is speaking about when you have them under. And you can literally, um, uh, sometimes people talk about food. You can taste some of the stuff. It's just wild. Right? I forgot what you call it. There is a name for that. So anyway, yeah, that was really cool. That was cool as hell because I don't think I've ever experienced somebody to tell me exactly what he was telling me. Another person saw it before he even said it. She said she saw it. Trusted she saw it. Like that's crazy as hell. So when you so in tune with things and you are in alignment, you're able to do those kinds of things. So going back to the past life regressions. So once you make out your question about the questions that you want to know about, we will actually talk about those and the reasons that you want to know that, how important it is to you, etc. But one thing that you got to remember that when you want to know these things, the your higher self will always make sure that you know the things that you need to know first, right? So you could say, I want to go to a time I love to cook and I feel like I was a chef or something like that, right? So you might say, okay, I want to go to a past life where I was a chef. And instead, you go into a past lifetime where you were uh, what do you call them? What do you call it? A vagrant? No, 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 that's not the word. The word is I was about to say a vagabond. A vagabond. No, no, it's when you were a street person, and maybe you used to watch someone in that lifetime that was a chef, and so that's what makes you think about it because you wished that you could have worked with them, etc. So you would be thinking about one thing, but it could turn around and be something totally different, right? Or you could go into a lifetime that of the lifetimes you had something that was the most important to you that you brought from that lifetime to this lifetime. It could be something like that as well, right? Yeah, that's a twist on it. So you could be feeling like something like, and it totally be something different, right? So just be prepared for that. And I'm really excited about doing them. I don't know how. Listen, I wish I could give the directive, but this has been on my mind like, oh, probably for like no, longer than that. So 3 years, 2 years. I know for sure 2 years because I remember asking Astro, can you do them virtually? He said, yeah, but his preference was, I think, in person. My preference is to do whatever it is that can bring a person peace, uh, where they could benefit. For example, let's just say something is going on with you, and you want to know why is this happening, right? Is this something from a past lifetime? And the your higher self can assist in getting that information for you, right? And then also the healing part, right? Is there information that you can get about that? Yes, absolutely, indeed. Your higher self can give you a whole fucking recipe. And I'm using that word loosely, a recipe of what you need to do to be on that healing journey and to give you the information how you got in that spot right there where you are. For example, if I was to do one again, I'd want to find out like why the hell sometimes do I procrastinate about shit? Why is that? What the fuck is that about? You know? Because I've always been a go-getter, but sometimes around some things I can just drag my fucking ass and I'll be like, what the hell? I'm asking myself, why we dragging ass? Why? You know? I don't think I've ever really asked the question, but not like ask it as in wanting to know, but like, damn, what we doing? Just kind of like literally, right? But now sometimes I can ask a question trying to not be so literal, and all of a sudden, boom, just drop in my mind. Okay, teams want you to know, consciousness wants you to know, higher self wants you to know, those kinds of things. So, with that being said, you just got to remember that if there's something that is bothering you, for example, it used to bother me like, why my mother chose to leave so early this life, and that information can come through. If you, they say, for instance, if you want to go to a lifetime for, you want to go to a lifetime where you and your mother had a very strong bond. What were some of the things that she taught you? You can get that information. You can even get the information when we are in a space where you can have a conversation with your moms, you know, or your father. I say mom just because I'm thinking about my mom. With a father, a cousin, a sister, a brother, a loved one, someone who has passed, to have a conversation to clear some things that you want clear, or to get closure if it's closure that you want to get, right? All right. And there is also, if permission is given, there are times where you could actually, if the person is willing, access some things for another person. You could absolutely 100% do that, right? So you want to always stay ethical, right? You don't get into nobody's business. And first of all, their higher self is not going to allow that. If you come up and come knocking up on the door, it ain't going to be what you want. Because I will tell you this: when you have these past life regressions and the people that are there, especially when your higher self steps in, or even your inner child steps in, they're going to address you the way you normally would have had a relationship with them, right? Yes, those are beautiful things to experience. Absolutely, right? So when you are under hypnosis, and let's just say you have a sister, she could be in the same freaking room, but because integrity is motherfucking key. And y'all know I don't play about this. Y'all, this is sacred ground. So say your sister is in the room with you and she wants some information about herself. Because the question came up, she's literally given permission for that. Now, the only other thing is sometimes you may have to get past the gatekeeper, which is her higher self. Does the higher self of your sister feel that the information that she wants to know, is it for her highest good? And if the answer is no, we could run into a block. We could run into a straight brick wall, right? Or then it could be also like, yeah, absolutely, we'll give it to you. So imagine being able to get information for your sister or your brother, whoever it is, um, around something that is of a concern, or something that is about their life that they cannot seem to pinpoint, yet they may not want to go under hypnosis to get this information for themselves as a past life regression, right? So even though I say the word past life regression, I want to be clear: time is linear, which means even though it's in a past where you feel and we know that you may have lived another time, it is still happening at the same time on a different timeline, right? I know it's hard for people to wrap their head around that, but listen, I have been to a timeline that is existing right now where my mother is. As I work through this space to heal her of some things, of a thing that she has going on, and it's a very beautiful thing. And it is a very beautiful thing that I'm not under hypnosis and I can take myself there at free will. If I'm sitting here at my desk and I just kind of start talking to her, and if I feel like I want to visit her, I can literally astral travel to where she is. Now, that is a beautiful thing, to be awake and go there. What does that feel like? Most of the time, yeah, all the time, my eyes is closed. However, I am right now under the knowing that I can do that with my eyes open with concentration. So, for example, while I'm sitting here and I'm talking to those that's here on the video, even though I'm on this live talking to you, if I start talking about my mom, it can be very transic. And, or I'm just saying, I'm just using it as an example, it could be anything. Let's just say I was talking about my grandfather, and it could be very transic. And because as a medium, I'm allowed to tap in to these things, um, that are for my highest good. It won't hurt me and it won't hurt anyone. And it's information that I want to know, a conversation that I want to have. I literally can be thinking about him. And in my mind's eye, while my eyes are open, the pictures can appear. Mhm. The pictures can appear. Now, sometimes it's very surprising. And I, I know that that is a gift now, um, but I don't know what it's called. But other than being able to see a, 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 a visual, Oh, I thought something was coming through. Okay. It is amazing, right? So just imagine being able to have a past life regression, find out why it is your knee hurt all the time. Why is the knee hurting? Using that as an example. I want to know why I lose my keys all the freaking time. I want to know why every time I decide to do something when different people come around, I change my mind. Did these people play a part in your life in the past? Or is it just here? You'll be able to feel and know when you're in a past life regression, who it is that you are speaking to, not speaking to, who it is that you are seeing, and if that person in that lifetime is in this lifetime, and what role they play in your life. These are just fantastic. Not calling you out my knee pain, right? Not you calling out my knee pain. I don't even know why I said that, Charles. I could have said anything. I don't even know why. Why my knee hurt. I want to know why my knee hurt. I want to know why I feel like that I was from royalty. I want to know why I feel like I have these poor thoughts all the time. Where's it coming from? Is it past life residual energy that you brought here that it was so deep? Possibly. Maybe you want to know what soul ties do you have someone that are not so healthy for you. Like maybe you keep picking relationships that are um, uh, combative. I'm going to use that word because that's the first thing that popped in my mind. That are combative, and you just want to figure out like why in the hell, okay? So we could take it there, all right? But the key is for the person to be comfortable enough to have the questions, know that they're in a safe space, even though they're hundreds of thousands of miles away from me and we do it on camera. You'll be able to have a copy of the actual video. Well, it depends on how we do it, but it will be posted, right? So we're gonna be able to post it. So here's another thing that just came up. So I don't know if it's somebody because I see a number of people flashing back and forth, the number of people that are watching. Um, so if a weight is a problem for you, or eating habits is a problem for you, maybe you want to know why is it you start something to be on a healthy journey and then you stop and then you start. Okay, don't beat yourself up about that. But if that's something that you want to know, that is absolutely 100% something that you can find out if you want to know. So it is a beautiful thing, that something that I've been wanting to do, that I know that I'm capable of doing, that I can actually um, do this. I don't know what we would call it. I don't really know. But I was thinking about this yesterday, and I was like, well, I'm not really a hypnotist, but even though I can do that, I'm not really a, um, what do you call it, a hypnotherapist. I'm not that. So they gave up the name past life regressionist. So as I walk this journey of being a past life regressionist, ain't that so? They be coming up with, say, here's the term you're going to use. Here's the term it's okay for you to use. And this is what you will walk under. Like they don't play. When they want me to do something like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I don't know what it's gonna look like. We don't need you to worry about what it's gonna look like, but this is what you're gonna do. Okay? Past life regressionist. Okay. All right. So, okay, that's what you call it. So I was looking at this person. I had been watching. I've seen this person that does past life regressions as well. And as I was watching her, um, I started to watch more of her videos, and I kept thinking, like, damn, she's doing it virtually. I know I can. I know this could be done. And then the more I watched, I was like, this fucking absolutely can be done. Like, what? Okay, so what do I need, right? And what I really got is to know that you're capable, to know that it's going to be a beautiful thing. As many people that you're going to be able to help, and to be beautiful people. The beautiful thing about people that they're going to be able to help themselves. So I want to get a little bit and talk a little bit about if this happens to be a person who comes across this video that wants to volunteer to have a past life regression. It's going to be of no cost to you. I don't know how many I'm going to do, but I'll do them until they tell me, okay, if you're at the point you want to go ahead and you want to charge for your past life regressions, then you can do that. But right now, we got to ante up. We got to get it ante up, okay? Hey, Chelsea, what's going on? She's on Facebook. So we're going to have to figure out, um, what was I going to say? Freaking. Um, when we get ready to do them. Um, what was I thinking? What was I going to say, y'all? I was talking about the the time frame. Okay, so it's not going to cost anything, right? So because it's not going to cost anything, there are things that you have to give up, right? So number one, I want to make sure that you are aware that you will be giving up the freedom to not be able to direct what parts of the past life regression that I can post. Now, that seems to be a lot. So if that's a lot for you, I probably wouldn't reach out to me, okay? Because I will probably break it up because I want to talk about it in different pieces. I have two that I'm going to do. One for Tanya. Tanya said it was okay. So I will post parts of that. And just so you could see what it looks like. And Ricardo, I'm going to post parts of his. He don't care. He's just game for whatever that makes me happy. So, that's a beautiful thing. And his support is beautiful. So when we start, as I start this journey, I know that there's a bigger purpose for it because, like, I thought when I first started reading cards, I was just going to be like, oh, okay, let me see. I thought it's just, I'm going to see if I can do this, right? I don't even know why. I do know why I was led to do it. Finally found it out. But um, I'm going to see, yeah, I'm going to see what it is that um, is how long it's what it's going to look like, what it's going to turn out to be. Because I'm saying now, because of so many people that are stuck in places and they don't know why. So if you could get that answer and that information yourself, it's not me going to get it, but I could, right? But I don't want to do that. I want this experience to be for you, for whomever you may be, to get the experience of something you want to know or something that you just want to experience. Maybe you just want to experience and you don't know where it's going to go. So we will go to a lifetime that is most important, or go to a lifetime where your higher self at this very moment feels that you would benefit as far as the knowledge is concerned, as far as the information is concerned. So it's going to be a beautiful thing for me, and I think it'll be a beautiful thing for other people to experience. Like I said, I don't have a number, but I do know that this is leading for something, something else, and I'm not sure what that is. But we're going to do this, and we're going to get some relief to those who. Oh, you didn't know I was on Facebook too? Yeah, I see myself on Facebook right there. I got the laptop right there, but I keep looking at the camera because I don't be looking off to the side because I can see myself looking off to the side in my peripheral right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some volunteers. I don't know how many. Whoever say they want to do it, I'll either post up on Facebook and I'll leave it here. And I think I made a post over on I did make a post over on my TikTok. And we're going to see what happens. And we're just going to just have some experiences, right? Don't worry if you're a worry ward. Don't worry if you're a person that you're always in your head, right? When you are doing something that doesn't cost you money, and we're going to walk through this process, we're just going to walk through this process. Maybe it's a day that you have to come back and we do it a different time. Okay, when you're more relaxed, right? Because nothing is more um, disappointing when you are trying to get something done and your worry, your angst gets in the way and you cannot complete that. So I just want to say kudos to all of you who volunteer. I want to say kudos to myself for stepping out here and just I'm just been experiencing a lot of different things. I'll do this and I'll do that, and you know what? I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be experiencing these things, right? I'm supposed to be experiencing these things, and I don't have to always stick with one thing. You know how they say, um, jack of all trades, master of none. No, we're mastering of being a jack of different trades, right? So whoever made that up, I know they weren't really thinking about that. It was just something that they were saying. Kind of like people say that, well, in order to what. outside of being outside of law, the law of the land. Well, you can't do that because you need to be licensed. Okay, right? So sometimes there's a space for us, the individual that wants to do something that allows ego to get in their way. And that's not ego in a bad way, but you, in order for me to do this, which will hold you back, in order for me to do this right here, okay, I need to go back to school to do this. This is this. No, 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 no. Some things you do. If I want to be a doctor, oh, of course. Of course, I've got to go back to school because there are things I need to know about the body, the anatomy, etc., the physiology, all of that. I'm not speaking of that. I'm talking about something where you do something that is bringing no harm to anyone and that you have the capability to do, right? So that little ego piece about, well, you need to have certification for this. No, I don't. Maybe I want to get one later just so I can see what that is all about, the way they do it. But I actually know and has been given the green light that what I do, because I am ethically sound, I have the ability to do it, and I have done it, and I am going to do it, right? So maybe one day if I want to go back to get that little piece of paper, okay, we'll go back and get that. But right now, no, baby. I thoroughly enjoy what I do, and I think my higher self, because she knows that, we always make sure that we're good and everyone else is good. You see, Trust said, exactly right. Don't need any certification from those schools. Right. And I feel like that's what had been holding me back because I remember asking Source if a particular person was supposed to train me. And the answer was no. And then I think I asked, was I supposed to be trained up under someone? And I feel like I think the answer was, if you are, you will know when you meet them. But nigga, I ain't met nobody yet. Okay. Except for this one young lady. Now, I will say this. I know that time involved with things cost money. But I don't think I was at the right now. I don't think that would be feasible for me to do. And then I get to thinking, well, if it's not feasible for me to do it, and you can already do it, does it make sense for me to tell myself that I need to do this? So now, who is in charge now? So am I in charge? Like, as in, okay, well, we're not gonna do this because we're gonna have to have this piece of paper. No, no, I'm not. But I know I was stuck there. I know I was because I had been thinking about this virtual thing for a long time. I had asked Tanya about this before too, like, like, would she do it or something like that? And she said she would, but it's kind of like and I'm not using her as a person to have one done. I'm just saying we were just chopping it up, having a conversation. And I had to really think about these things. A lot of things that I have wanted to do, I let hold me back because I felt like that paper thing, that thing that I can hold and put on the wall, like a diploma, like my bachelor's degree, would make me better. I really felt that. I felt like, just for me though, I felt like, well, I need that so maybe more people will be interested. And then I learned just in having a conversation, and it's coming up now. They don't give a fuck about that piece of paper. They want to know, can you do the job? Can you do the job? Okay. And this is not talking about can you do the job where their fears or their anxiety or their um, overthinking can't take them there. It's like, can you do the job? Can you ask the right questions? You know? So anyway, I'm still on the this is not going to happen till the first of the year. So I'm just putting this out here, volunteers, and we're going to see what that does. I'm super excited though, in a weird kind of way, but a nervous kind of weird kind of way. Yes, I don't know what that's going to be. So when you talk to people that's kind of in your space, in your tribe, they know you, you know them. That's one thing. But now we're talking about people outside of my tribe, people outside of my family, and like, will they Trust, like, like when I'm doing this for other people, like when I do the readings for the, or when the medium um, channeling comes in place and they trust, like, am I going to, are they going to have the same trust, right? Is it gonna, those kind of things. And I stay out of the negative space, but that is one of the things that I have thought about. So anyway, it's all good. So learning to know myself, you learning to know yourself, and trusting and knowing that your higher self and your spirit guides, your angelic team, your ancestors, your higher self, none of them will allow anything to happen that is not supposed to happen, that is not on the schedule. Okay? That is not on the schedule. Wow. Okay. All right. We ask the questions that need to be asked. You give your higher self permission. You give your angelic team. You give your higher self, your inner child. You give your ancestors. You give your guides permission for anything that you need that is of your highest good for information to know. So, whatever time frame that takes, I'm thinking maybe 3, 4 hours. I don't know, because it depends on how long it takes. Because I remember when I had my past life regression, it's only supposed to take an hour. Baby, we was hitting 2. It was into 2. I went to look today. I went to look and to see the timestamp on mine, and it was like, yeah, the whole, that's from the process from the start to the end, right? Because I was, even though I had done the hemi sync and I was in my head about some things. At the time, I didn't know what the things were, but I know what the things are now. And so once I think my higher self had to say, listen, you need these 2 pieces to know some things, and we need you to relax. We, as in all of us, need you to relax. And once I did that, it's like the elevator door, boom, it opened and it was right there. That shit was buck wild. To see yourself on the elevator and that motherfucker just opened like that, that shit was crazy. Anyway, y'all don't know that, y'all should go back and check that out. The whole time of that video was buck wild, to be honest. But anyway, so I'm super excited about it. And that's all I got for y'all right now, because I'm really supposed to be, I'm 6:39, ain't too late, ain't too late. Um, uh, I just want to say, if there's something that you really want to do in your life, trust yourself and do it. Ask your guides, ask your higher self, who knows you better than anyone. Ask, is this good for me? Should I do this? It was a good one. It was. It was. Ask. So if it's something you want to do, stop. I want to use the word procrastinating, but stop holding yourself back. The things that we want, we hold ourselves back. Sometimes there's a reason, and sometimes it's not even a good reason. Like, and then once you do it, you be like, dude, I should have been done. And ain't nothing worse than when it's something that you say you want to do, and you keep holding yourself back. And then when you finally do, it's like, dude, I can't fucking believe all these years I didn't do it. And I could have been and did this. I could be at a different place in my life, right? This is a journey too, to have to say that, because you say, I wasted all this fucking time not doing it. Now here I am, and it's a beautiful thing, right? Okay, same thing. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna get off of here. We're at 43 minutes right now, and I want to say thank you to everybody for just those of you that's going to be on this journey with me, whether you're watching the videos, whether you are participating, whether you're rooting other people on who are having a past life regression. I want to say just thank you for your energetic space. And I feel so very sound. I feel so sound. I don't think I've ever felt more sound in my life than I am right now, right? Because I know how many people, oh my God, how many people this is going to affect as we start to rolling. I don't know what it's going to look like, if it's going to be a slow chug or if it's going to be Boujee, Boujee. Oh, y'all know I'm so goofy, but it's all good. Thank you, Trust. All right, y'all. So that's all I got for y'all. I love the Christmas tree, y'all. I have not put my Christmas tree up. It's downstairs. I got the skinny Christmas tree this year. I'm going to do the one that is rose gold that I normally would put in my son's bedroom. So I'm going to put it. I put that one up because that one don't take as much time, and also that one, um, it's not as big and wide. So yeah, I'll put my tree up. I'm gonna put that up this weekend. Normally I would have been. I don't have the lights up around the house for like shoot a month. So I'm gonna get that done. All right, y'all. So thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for watching the live. If there are friends and family members that you know that would like to have a past life regression, have them to reach out. I do want to do this month kind of have a conversation with the person that wants to have one, so that I can kind of see that we're on the same page, and then we can set up um, just some exercises to give them, and then we can set up when we're going to start to get that off the floor um, for the new year, right? And I don't know if somebody kind of get a little froggy, we might get one in. We might get one in before the first of the year. Okay, yeah. So sometimes people are like, yeah, I want to do it. Let's do it now. So I have to make time for that or whatever. All right, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful day. And hope you have a beautiful holiday, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. I hope you have a good time with family and friends. And this won't be the last time that I'll be on. I'll be coming back on again. So, yeah, we'll see. All right, y'all. Take care.